I'm such a romantic person. For Christmas last year, I bought my wife a brand new set of cookware. I bet you'd love to have me as your Christmas gift giver, wouldn't you? After she'd used the new pots and pans for a while, she determined that there was one particular 2-quart saucepan that she really needed. Um, I ordered it online and was going to pick it up at the store. My email told me that it arrived, and just after the non-essential businesses were shut down a little over a month ago, that's when it came in. So I went to the store, not even thinking about anything, and I noticed as I got there around noon that day that there was a woman that was locking the door to the business. She was very cordial, and I explained that I'd ordered this particular item, and she quickly went back into the store to look for my 2-quart saucepan. She told me that she'd only come to the store about 30 minutes prior to the arrival because it hadn't been planned for her to be there. The store was closed. We had some small talk about COVID-19 and the issues surrounding it. And she asked me what I do for a living. Can you imagine asking a preacher what he does for a living? So she said she remembered me from my Christmas purchase, kind of. At one point, we got to talking about things, and then one subject led to another, and Cresswell Food for Kids came up. At that time, we had just been told that our primary food supplier would no longer do special orders for us. No bread, few staple food items, and Lisa Ross, our Food for Kids leader, was pretty concerned about how we were going to make it through this and continue to give food to kids. I was right with her. I was very concerned too. But as I talked with this woman that owned the store, she suddenly excused herself and went to the back. In just a few moments, she returned with a check, a sizable one, made out to Cresswell Food for Kids. I think I purchased another couple $100 worth of items right then and there from that very sweet woman. It was quite a time. Now, today's not a promotion for Food for Kids. It's a statement about helping someone, because that's what that store owner did for me, did for this ministry. Kyle Robbins is a man that owns a website, and he wrote an article about what helping others does and how it can even help you. He says that helping others is a fundamental part of humanity, bonding together and helping a fellow man or woman. Some men and women devote their lives to helping others, from the police force that protects our cities, the fire department that runs into burning buildings, to men and women in the military that risk their lives for the common good. But helping others isn't limited to these grand gestures or times of tragedy. Helping others can be done each and every day. And contrary to what we may have heard, helping others doesn't always have to be a selfless act. It's important to understand that helping others can actually help us. No matter what our motivation, getting out and helping others is the key. It's kind of a quid pro quo, a favor for a favor. When you help someone, they're more likely to help you. It's kind of the basic unspoken agreement that fuels most every move we make. I'll spend my entire day lugging boxes around, but you owe me. It's much easier to find help when someone knows that you'd do the same for them. They may not always live up to their end of the bargain, and we may not either. But if you help each other by doing good things for them, it'll come back when you need it. Because there's this thing in the universe that what you put out comes back. When you help people, good things just seem to happen. I believe that there's an energy force that exists in our universe. I call it God's Spirit. When we connect with that energy, we do it usually by helping people. And that energy that flows out flows back into us. What we give out comes back to us, whether negative or positive. But I'm talking about the positive. When you're helping others, you'll often feel better about yourself. You increase the likelihood that your next experience will be a positive one rather than a negative one. Jesus talked about this in several places. One's found in Luke 6:38, where he said, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." What you give out comes back. And doing good just feels good. It's probably the most cited benefit of doing good. You just feel great. Helping others is a great way to feel better about yourself. Seeing a smile or even tears on another makes it worth it. It's really simple. You just give it and you feel good. And also, it brings good publicity to you. People notice when you're doing good. It may not be the reason, I hope it's not the reason that you do good. It's not the reason you help out. But someone's always watching. Even the simplest gesture can make an awesome impression. I was talking to a good friend on Saturday. He lives in a nearby town. It's about the size of Cresswell. And he said that the church he and his family attend is very different from ours. The leaders there said that their entire purpose was to keep encouraging each other, not to help out in their community at all. That seems so sad to me. We helped start a reading program here in Cresswell over 7 years ago. We helped the local elementary school by assisting the teachers with children in grades K through 3. Our mantra there is, through 3rd grade, you learn to read. For the rest of your life, you read to learn. Reading is the primary basis for learning. There is no greater gift to give a child than to teach them to read. As we began that program, I was asked why we did it. It wasn't evangelism, and it wasn't helping our own people. Oh my. That one program showed us the purpose for our church. Giving to others. Teaching children to read. Opening up the inquisitive heart. We've received so much back from that giving, and it makes us feel so good. Our community knows that we're a church that loves to help children. So my encouragement for you today, I want you to let God bring somebody to you, somebody that can use your help, and you look for a way to help them. Oh, I know it'll help you. I've got some good news for you today as I conclude. Just this morning, our governor had a press conference. She announced that on May the 1st, non-emergency medical procedures will resume. She said that there's going to be reopening here in Oregon in phases. And phase 1, which is called the Gateway Criteria, she says places like restaurants, hair salons, child care facilities, etc. may reopen, assuming that the cases of COVID-19 remain on a downward trajectory. There's a work group task force that's been set up by the governor's office, and it's going to decide the number of people that can be allowed to be in close proximity. The procedures, the exact procedures for how this is going to happen will be made known later this week. And the good news is that phase 2 then could follow shortly thereafter. And that could allow groups of up to 50 to meet. Folks, I think this thing is ending. We have hope. Go help someone. See you later.